Imagine waking up one day to a world where every predator, from lions to sharks, suddenly eats only plants. No more hunting, no more fangs dripping with blood, just teeth-grinding leaves, fruits, and grass. It sounds peaceful, almost like paradise. But biology doesn't work without consequences. Predators evolved to hunt. Their bodies, teeth, and digestive systems are fine-tuned for meat. If they suddenly became herbivores, survival would be the first problem they face. A lion's sharp canines are great for tearing flesh, but terrible for chewing tough grasses. Sharks have rows of razor teeth. They can shred seals in seconds, but can't grind seaweed well. Crocodiles? Built like armored tanks, but they digest meat slowly. Plants would overwhelm them. Without proper digestion, many predators would starve within weeks, unable to process their food. But let's imagine evolution magically adjusts them overnight to survive on plants. Now the lion hunts grass instead of gazelles. The tiger stalks bamboo instead of deer. Sharks cruise coral reefs looking for kelp and algae patches instead of seals. Eagles swoop down from the sky, not for rabbits, but for juicy apples on treetops. At first glance, this feels like a dream for prey animals. Finally, peace. Deer, zebras, antelopes, seals, penguins, all would be safe. No more fear of being chased. But without predators, ecosystems begin to collapse in surprising ways. Prey populations would explode, eating plants faster than they can grow. Imagine millions of deer overrunning forests, stripping them bare of leaves and bark. Grasslands would turn to dust, deserts would expand, and rivers would clog with algae. Predators keep herbivore numbers in check. Without them, nature spirals out of balance. For example, in Yellowstone, removing wolves once caused elk to overgraze riversides. Trees died, birds vanished, and the whole landscape suffered until wolves were reintroduced. Now imagine that on a global scale, billions of herbivores eating without control. Even insects would boom. Without birds or spiders hunting them, locust swarms would multiply. Crops would vanish, leaving humans hungry despite our farms and technology. Ironically, turning predators into herbivores might endanger humanity more than help us. But let's play further. How would iconic predators adapt to a plant-based diet? Lions might form herds like buffalo, grazing savannas instead of stalking antelopes. Tigers could evolve massive grinding jaws like giant pandas munching bamboo forests. Sharks may develop beak-like teeth to scrape algae off rocks and coral. Eagles and hawks could grow curved beaks for cracking nuts and fruits. Crocodiles? Perhaps they'd become swamp grazers, chewing reeds and water lilies. But one question remains. What happens to carnivorous plants? If every predator is herbivore, do Venus flytraps now politely photosynthesize instead? Humans would notice huge cultural changes too. No fear of shark attacks at beaches. Camping in Africa would mean lions casually grazing near your tent, not hunting you. Bird feeders in your backyard could attract eagles snacking on berries. Even house cats, now pure vegetarians, would beg for spinach instead of fish. This peaceful-sounding world may seem like Eden, but science shows it's fragile. Predation is not evil. It's a natural mechanism that stabilizes life on Earth. Without predators, prey overgrows, plants collapse, and ecosystems fall apart. Balance comes from struggle. Life thrives because every creature has its role. So if all predators became herbivores, our world would look calm at first. But soon, chaos would spread. Forests gone, grasslands destroyed, oceans overrun. And humans, who thought they'd be safer, would face famine and collapse. Nature doesn't work with kindness alone. It works with balance. Predators remind us that survival is tough but necessary for ecosystems to thrive. In the end, a world without predators isn't paradise. It's a slow path to disaster. So next time you see a lion, a wolf, or even a shark, remember, we need them alive. Because without predators, life itself would lose its balance. Enjoyed imagining herbivore lions? Then don't be a shy herbivore. Smash that like button and subscribe for more crazy what ifs.